is dropping butt Pepsi.
Butt Pepsi.
Gross.
That's disgusting. Ew. What?
It's watery, and there was some carbonation in there.
Gross.
This is Staying in the Podcast. Welcome
Welcome
to the Triple Dash Podcast, where we talk about Mark's Pepsi poops.
Yep. His fizzy bowel movement.
Fizzy bowel movements. Do you need to say any more about it, or do you think that's covered?
That about wraps it up.
What even causes that, Mark? What have you eaten lately?
I don't know, that Asian food.
You know what? You did have Alka-Seltzer earlier.
Maybe.
Alka-Seltzer's fizzy.
Fizz is in the way in and on the way out.
Yep.
I guess so.
Alka-Seltzer's revenge.
I know you can feed an Alka-Seltzer tablet to a bird and it'll pop.
Oh, that's awful.
What?
Yeah.
That's a thing?
The old exploding pigeon
technique. Please tell me you have never done that.
I haven't done it, but I've heard about it.
When I was a kid, we had this book. And it was a book of, I don't even remember. It was just like life secrets. Mm-hmm. But I think it was a joke. But whenever I was a kid, I thought it was real. And it said if you duct taped a bird's butthole, it would explode because it can't poop. But I'm pretty sure it was a joke book now, looking back.
Probably. I don't know how the tape would stay there.
Yeah. I don't know.
It sounds scientific.
I don't know. I can't even remember what book. I should ask my mom. But I just distinctly remember it saying duct taping. I think it was like 101 uses for duct tape.
Oh, yeah. They had that book at my old library.
Yeah.
You know, the little libraries in your school. Yeah. I'm pretty sure if we duct taped your butthole, you'd explode, Mark.
Instantly.
Just instantly. Combust.
Filled with gas.
Yep.
I don't know. I would like to think the force would blow the tape off, but...
Maybe not.
This is the worst thing to be talking about.
It's an icebreaker.
It is an icebreaker. I'm going to point this a little bit towards Mark because he's a little whisperer over there.
Yeah.
A little.
I'm all stuffed up.
What else is new? This is you and your.
Well, on a good day, I have half of my nose.
Yep.
What is it now?
A fourth?
1/8.
1/8.
1/8.
Maybe a fourth now that I've taken this Alka-Seltzer tablet.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, you pooped it all out, so you'll need to take another one soon.
I guess so.
But anyway, so we were going to talk about a few things that have been going on recently. And so I would think the first would be the good Steam sale that ended. When did it end?
July
4th of July?
July 4th, yeah.
Okay, so it's been over for about 5 days now. But I got a pretty big haul. I'm not sure if Mark remembers everything that he got. But as far as what I got as a list, and then we can talk deeper about them later, or at least a few of them. So I got the HD remake of Bully because, Bully is awesome. And I had it for the PlayStation 2 and played the crap out of it. And I would like to play it again. I got Discourse, Torchlight 2, The Testament of Sherlock Holmes, some Nancy Drew game with Ice and a Wolf. I really love Nancy Drew games. It's my guilty pleasure. Don't care what you say. I got the Rusty Lake Hotel, Plague Inc., and Stardew Valley. What about you, Christopher?
I didn't actually get as much stuff as I originally thought, but I picked up Grow Home. I've definitely heard a lot of good things, and I've only played it, maybe I'm about 30 minutes in, but I'm just in love with the art style and design. We'll talk more about it later. I got Grow Home. I got a roguelike called Barony that looks absolutely impossible.
I thought, whenever I saw that on your list, I thought it said bro, like
brony?
Like a brony game.
Oh, no. I'm definitely not a brony. Not into that. Sorry. Listeners out there who might be. No offense. I got the Trine Complete Collection because I've just never played that, and I've needed some multiplayer games because I pretty much have next to zero in my
now you have
repertoire. One. Yeah. Well, the Trine Collection, so technically 3. So that's cool.
Yes.
I got a game called Our Darker Purpose. Our Darker Purpose. It's another roguelike, if you're noticing a trend here. And Don't Starve and Don't Starve Together, which seem kind of strange. Not sure what to think about that yet. And technically didn't get this on the Steam sale, but maybe want to bring it up later. It's a cool little roguelike called Enter the Gungeon. And it looks pretty neat. Cool art style.
Do you remember what you got, Mark?
Well, I already had Enter the Gungeon, but I just grabbed some essential games that I had played in the past that were really cheap, and I just wanted to have them all available easily on Steam. So I got like Cave Story and Ninja Senki and just some side scrollers. There's one that's kind of like a Metroidvania type game. I think it's called Valdis or Valis. I can't remember the title of it, but it's kind of like Castlevania. And then I got a game like the old Sonic the Hedgehog games called Freedom Planet. It's pretty good so far. The voice acting's pretty janky.
It's pretty terrible.
It would be like if we voice acted a game.
Oh no, what are you doing?
Oh, watch out.
Stop it. Don't take that.
Yeah.
Don't put that there. Oh no.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And then besides that, we just had the Sonic the Hedgehog 25th Anniversary Humble Bundle come out, so I got that, even though I have all of those games on Sega or GameCube or whatever console they were already on. I wanted them all in one place, and it was only about $10 to get them all. So,
Wow, that's good.
went with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just to clarify there, Mark here is a big collector, so he has a ton of games in his collection and probably already owned every single one of those Sonic games that he just bought, but at least this puts it all in one spot.
Yeah, because if you wanted to play any of the other ones on the Sega, they're all in the closet, so you'd have to go hunt them out. And that's
it's worth just not having to go hook up a Genesis and then a GameCube.
And risk it not turning on the first try and having to mess with the cartridges.
And I'm sure there's probably save states and things like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
So,
I just remember one time me and Chrissy wanted to play a Super Nintendo game. And we asked Mark where it was, and he was like, "It's in the closet!" And he had to, like, tromp in there and look through all these boxes to try to find it, so I can understand you wanting to get all of that on the Kapooper.
Yep.
oh yeah.
And all in one place. Yep. We need a separate apartment to house all of Mark's things.
Well, I was a diehard Sonic the Hedgehog fan growing up. I even read the comic books, and in first grade, I bought red Converse All-Stars because they looked like Sonic's shoes, and I wanted to go faster.
Yeah, the red definitely
At
makes you
recess.
faster. It's just logic.
Did you run faster, Mark?
In my mind.
It's true.
Fair.
And also earlier that year, I put my windbreaker on like a cape, and I spun around like in Super Mario World, and I'm sure I whipped someone across the eyes with it.
Probably.
And
I can
probably
picture
got
a
in
little
trouble.
Mark. Yep,
Probably got detention.
probably.
I'm pretty sure I have a memory. I don't know how accurate it is. I tried to jump on someone's back and say, "You're Yoshi."
Oh,
Just start going. You're Yoshi.
Did you punch him in the back of the head?
It didn't last that long, but it would have progressed to that.
Oh, pretty brutal there.
I did things like that,
I was an
too, as a
awful kid.
Yeah, not with other people, but I would just do dumb stuff. Like, I was convinced one time that if I taped paper wings to my back, I could fly. And we had paper, straight up just paper. Not even cut out well because I've never been good at using scissors. So we had a really long hallway in the house, and my sister's bedroom was at the very end. And I was like, "Oh, I know. I'll tape these wings to my back, then I'll just sprint down the hallway and jump off her bed, and then I'll fly."
Oh,
and I like flipped upside down and just smacked into the wall, and then fell on my head and just like crumpled into a lump on the ground and just laid there. And my mom was like, "You okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine." She's like, don't do that again. I was like, okay.
You know, the sad thing about that story is that there's probably so many of those stories.
Yep.
Little Michelle getting into issues and things.
There was this one time I climbed on the jungle gym because I decided to be a brave kid that day. And then at the very top, there was a bar missing. And I was in kindergarten. Just FYI. But I was at the very top, and then the bar was gone, and I couldn't go down backwards. So I just sat up there and cried until my teacher came and took me down. I was stuck.
All of my stories involve, like, accidentally hurting people. Like, at recess, we would do,
You like punch kids.
Oh, all the time. Yeah.
That's
I was
not
a little
accident.
scrapper, like, on purpose, but I would also hurt people by accident.
Mm-hmm.
And we would do, like, mock Dragon Ball Z style fights, you know, where you're shooting, like, ki blast waves and kamehamehas in people's faces. Only I would actually hit them and make people cry. Those were the best days.
Yep. Speaking of, okay, so whenever I was a kid, I very specifically, I had a group of friends that I wasn't super good friends with, and I actually ended up being better friends with them in high school, which is funny, but they would play Pokemon every day, and but they would actually be the Pokemon, so they would walk around and be like, Charizard, rah!
Yeah.
You know, and I would ask them if I could play, and they would say no, which leads me into my next point of Pokemon Go, and how excited I was, and I have not really been able to play it at all because of servers and blah-de-blah, but I think Mark's been able to play that the most.
Until today, I called it Pokemon No, because the servers just weren't having it, and I've actually been able to, you know, catch more than a few things without the game freezing and locking me out for hours.
There was a meme on the interwebs that was like, oh, leaked photos of the Pokemon Go server room, and it's literally just a bunch of potatoes.
I saw one where it was like a panicked Clefairy.
Oh!
Yeah, I saw that,
Yeah.
and there's a Psyduck next
Psyduck
to
in the
her.
background,
Yeah.
like, "Wah."
I got mine finally to work today. It was the first time, and I've caught, like, I think a total of 8 Pokemon.
We went to a
But-
Pokestop and everything.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
actually working now for me.
We walked over to an Indian food place.
Yep, Indian food place, and it had a little shrine, and that was the Pokestop.
Well, while you guys were working, I went down the street to the mall, and there were a couple Pokestops that were near each other. There was like a little statue and the crying trees, which were just some trees that were shooting water into a fountain. And then there was the Looney Tunes helicopter.
Oh,
So
is
I
this
went.
at Collin Creek Mall, by the way?
No, that was
No.
Willow Bend.
Willow Bend.
And
Much more classy.
yeah, I got a lot of free Pokeballs and some eggs. And ran into at least 8 people that were also playing the game. So
Yeah, that's...
it's crazy how much it's catching on, at least for
Yeah.
now, until people figure out how shallow it is. Because you can't even battle or trade or do much yet outside of having turf wars.
Yeah, it's still a good base, though, I think, you know, to build off of. The core game's really fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's neat, too, like, my job, I work as a leasing agent, and I lease apartments, and I actually have run into a bunch of people that were playing Pokemon Go in the office today. And it kind of gave me something extra to talk to them about, you know? Like, we could bond over, oh, what do you have, and what have you seen? And we were walking to an apartment today on one of our tours, and we both pulled out our phones at the same time because there was I think it was like an Ivysaur. We were all really excited, and it was just kind of real neat because I was getting paid at that moment to, like, you know, catch an Ivysaur at work with someone I was supposed to be touring with.
Yeah.
But it's cool because I think it gives you just an opportunity to kind of like walk around and learn more and figure out more about your city and like what's interesting about it. Like, I really like all the Pokestops, but I have no idea who decided what would be a stop.
Yeah.
There's some really weird stuff that I've encountered.
like our Indian food restaurant. I wonder if they know, like, our Indian food restaurant's a Pokemon stop. Oh,
that's got to be good for them. They'll probably get more business. You
Yeah.
know? People standing around outside and decide they're hungry.
The company Niantic, who's working with the Pokemon company on the game, before this game, they had a game just like it called Ingress, and it was similar where you walked around GPS. There were stops, and the gyms were territories. I think they fought over them or conquered them. It got so bad to the point where people started trying to build fences around some of the territories you could get to take over them. I read stories like that. I think they just kind of reskinned it for the most part, added a Pokemon theme, and kept all of the stops and just kind of turned them into Pokestops. So I don't know how they got there in the first place, but I think it's left over because I don't think the Pokemon company would have been on board with, I think there was like a gay club.
Yep.
That's a gym.
The 10 room, I think, is a Pokestop. The 10 room.
There's some
is
shady places that are on there.
It's in the neighborhood. Yeah.
That's cool.
It's definitely a Pokestop.
I don't know. Maybe they're really progressive.
There's nothing wrong with it, but that doesn't sound
It's
like
just-
Nintendo to me.
Bringing us closer together, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a really interesting way to meet people because I am uncomfortable with talking to people I don't know. I don't know if y'all know that.
Oh, we definitely
I
know
might
it.
have a slight idea.
So I was actually at a park the other day, and my goal was to use Pokemon Go, Pokemon Go. But it wouldn't work, so I was just like, oh, well, I'll go on a walk. I need to walk anyway. And there was a group of people all looking at their phones, and I was like, oh, I wonder if they're also using Pokemon Go. And as I was walking by, I heard, the servers are down again! And I thought that was so funny, and I kind of wanted to go over and talk to them, and I probably would have if they weren't all in high school. So I was like, it'd be so creepy if I'm gonna walk over and be like, hey, kiddos, like,
Hey, what you doing?
Hey, yo, I'm having
Greetings,
server
fellow
issues too.
children.
I'm hip on them Pokemans.
You have Charizard too?
What it is.
Ooh, what up? Yeah, so if they were adults, then I probably would have said hi, but they were very young and youthful looking, and I was like, I'm gonna be a creep, and I'm gonna have the police called on me if I'm like, hey, to these kids. So, but if they were adults, then that would have been a really cool talking point to start to meet people.
Well, they actually, I don't know if you've seen it within your friend group on Facebook, but a lot of people have shared these like meetups. Like there's one for Denton, one for Dallas, like these kind of social...
To go catch Pokemon together?
Yeah, like you just kind of meet up and you you compare like, your Pokedexes and stuff, and I think they're hoping that, they can use that later to organize raids, because I guess raids haven't really been integrated into the game yet, but that's like everybody going in a group to go take over a gym, like the different factions.
Well, from the trailer, it looked like the raid was like, okay, Mewtwo's here, but he's going to whip your ass, so there need to be like 50 Pokemon attacking this guy at the same time. Kind of like a raid boss in World of Warcraft. I don't know, they seem to be adding things. I know, right now, everybody's talking about how much of a battery killer it is on your phone because you have to have it open for anything to get accomplished, but... At the end of July, there's supposed to be a Pokemon, wristband, Bluetooth device that supposedly if your phone is off, it will vibrate if you're within range of a Pokemon, and the middle of it will light up depending on, you're near a gym, a Pokestop, anything like that.
Yeah.
I want it. Take my money.
I want it too.
I
It's
think
really
it's like
cute.
$35. I'm not sure how I feel about that.
It looks like a little Pokeball. It's super cute. I would definitely
it
spend
looks
that
like
on
it looks like a Google Map marker, but Pokeball themed. So it's the little teardrop.
marker drop shape, but it's a Pokeball. I'm excited. I'd easily spend that on.
I think you can get them from
Considering the game's
Amazon or
free.
GameStop. I went to our GameStop today. They kind of seemed clueless as to being able to take pre-orders. So.
But that'd be so cool to have on just as an accessory, so you can see other people that are also playing. Like,
it's the "What Would Jesus Do" bracelets of the 20 teens.
Oh my! It's like Captain Planet.
Yeah, go Planet.
Our powers combined.
Yeah.
10th
Didn't they all have
Ratata
rings?
Go.
They all
They
have
had
rings,
rings.
right?
Yeah,
It's like that, but Pokemon. Like, together, we're gonna go.
So that would be
catch
cool if it
Pokemans.
would light up in like your faction color, like whatever team you're on.
That'd be so. Take these ideas for free.
You listening, Pokemon Company?
Or pay us.
Yeah, or you could pay us. You could, donate to the cause.
Sponsored by Pokemon Go.
Okay. I want to hijack this podcast right now to
Do
talk
it.
about something that is very near and dear to my heart, and that is the Zero Escape trilogy.
Yes, tell me all about it.
I am absolutely in love with the latest game that was just released. Came out, what was it, last week? You should know release dates. Come on,
June
Encyclopedia.
28th.
June 28th. Okay, close enough. So for those of you who don't have any idea what I'm talking about, there's this amazing adventure visual novel game
Puzzle.
series.
I'd say puzzle.
Yeah, with puzzle elements. It's a trilogy, and it was originally released on the 3DS. I guess the first
Regular
game. The
DS.
first game was a regular DS game.
Yeah.
Second one was 3DS, and then also released on the Vita for some reason. I literally have never met anyone with a Vita, but
Well, these games are bigger in Japan, and I'm sure the Vita is a lot
bigger.
there than
Yeah.
Sony in general.
So, anyway, the latest game is called Zero Time Dilemma, and I can't say enough good things about it. I'm probably about 15 hours in, and I'm still
Oh my God, I didn't even know.
completely... Oh, yeah, I've played a lot. But I'm still kind of in the dark as to what's going on. So the whole nature of the games is it's just... it feeds you these little segments, and basically you're supposed to sort of piece together what's going on from these little isolated segments, and you watch these cutscenes, which actually are, for the DS, it's cool. They're fully voice-acted, fully animated cutscenes, and they have both Japanese and English voice acting, and they're just done really, really well. And the story is a little bit hard to follow, kind of mind-bending, but that's how the whole series has been. It's just, oh yeah, and I guess I should mention it's sort of a horror game. It's grotesque at times.
It gave me freaking nightmares.
It's intense. Yeah. Michelle, I guess what you said the first time you tried to play the original game.
Okay, so what happened was Chrissy was like, hey, this game is really fun. I have it. You should play it. And I said, okay, we'll do. Well, at the time that I had borrowed it and I was playing it, I was house sitting at this family's house where I was in their, guest apartment area. And so it was separated from the whole house. I mean, this family is quite wealthy. They had a lot of land, so it was, out in the dark middle of nowhere. And the building that I was staying in was connected to their barn for their camels. And so in the middle of the night, there would be camel noises. And it was dark, and I was in a different place. And then I was playing this game where there's blood and people getting blown up. And I was just like, this is scary. And so I played all the way through, and it gave me nightmares. But I loved it. I absolutely loved it, but I'm a total wimp. Because I would play it in the dark when I was going to bed, and I'm a wimp. So that's pretty much it. But it's awesome, and I would say even if you're a wimp, you should still play it.
Yeah.
Because I loved it.
Well, that should be reason enough.
The first game was 9 doors.
999. So 9 hours, 9 persons, 9 doors. And
then there was Virtue's Last Reward. That was the sequel. And actually, for the longest time, there wasn't even going to be a third game. And I think it kind of turned into a Kickstarter. And they realized that there was still a lot of support and demand for a third game. So it's really fortunate that it was all able to pan out together and that you got your sequel.
Yeah,
So
I was afraid. I didn't know that they were actually going to make the third one, and then surprise, it came out. And It's a little bit different if anyone listening actually has played the previous 2 games and not played this most recent release. They've kind of deviated a bit from the original kind of sort of free roam, like kind of pixel hunting sort of genre. It's just a little bit different. It's completely isolated, story driven.
It's like a choice based. A lot more than puzzle, isn't it?
Yeah, they call it a decision game, basically. That's the whole theme of the game, is you're just making these little decisions that impact the rest of the story. So you watch the cutscene and then really, really tense, like crazy intense cutscenes, and then you have to make like a life or death choice in that moment.
And there are branching paths and definitely multiple. You're going to see everyone die. They break up into 3 teams of 3, and you can kind of follow one team. Okay, this playthrough, they're all going to die. And at the beginning of the game, you can even flip a coin, and everyone lives and walks away, and it's a 5-minute long game. And then you kind of go and you go down the other branch of the tree where you get the wrong coin toss, and then you're all playing the decision game together.
Yep. So, and I kind of I really enjoyed the recurring theme in it. Is like this. They bring up paradoxes a lot, and just getting really nerdy. Like, all across the games, they've had some kind of puzzle that has to do with different paradoxes, like Schrodinger's cat. This most recent one has the Monty Hall problem, if anyone's familiar with that.
Tell me about it.
It has to do with probabilities and math and statistics, and my brain is not strong enough to explain it.
Is it philosophy
literally.
stuff?
Yeah,
because you're all about that.
Yeah, it actually, a lot of it gets kind of deep and philosophical, and it goes into like quantum physics, and it's very different than your average video game, I would say.
Yeah, there's some puzzles involved. There are definitely times where you're going to need to write on the bottom screen and save it in your memo, and then you can kind of pull it up in the middle of a puzzle and have it overlay onto a map, and you can kind of trace things from there. It gets pretty hard.
Yeah, definitely some
Not
of the
for
most
little
challenging
kids.
puzzles I've seen, for sure.
It's also it's for the love of the story. It's kind of janky. The mouths don't match up with the voices. The English voice acting's pretty rough.
The English voice acting is bad, but in my opinion, the game was never really meant to be played in English.
Yeah, you can definitely play with Japanese,
better with the Japanese
language with English subtitles.
Yeah. But speaking of puzzles, I have really been craving to go back to an escape room lately.
Oh, yay.
That's kind of our thing that we do as a group. We've we
get tag-alongs.
Yep.
We find people, and we're like, hey, you're doing an escape room with us today. Cool,
That
you're
includes
in.
me.
Yep,
we have to force Mark to go.
every time. He always complains, but then he has fun. I mean,
I just make the
seems
best
like
of
he does.
it. You paid the money and I'm in there. I want to get out of the room within the hour.
Yeah. So we've done how many now?
4.
We've escaped 2.5 times.
2.5. That's right.
Because they let us have 5 more minutes on
Yeah.
one. We didn't make it in the time limit, but we had 5 more minutes and we got out. So
frustrating.
yeah, so we're technically losers, but we did get there. It just took us.
Well, you get
slightly
3
over time.
clues, and each time you get a clue, you lose 2 minutes. So if that's kind of a rule they added later on. So if they hadn't ever added that rule, we would have beaten that last room because we got 5 extra minutes to finish, but we lost 6. So it would have been really fun to have beaten it with like 50 seconds to go, which is what would have happened if the clues didn't take time off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
But at least to tide you guys over, you've been playing Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes.
Oh my gosh, yes.
That does kind of satisfy that puzzle itch. It's awesome.
Yeah, any type of game that is puzzles or looking at different kinds of clues and trying to piece something together is something that I really like. And So I really like to be the analytical side of it and really think about what's going on. So I am official manual reader, and it is my favorite thing in the world. Like, I don't even care about playing the game. I just want to read the manual.
Why don't you explain the manual?
So, okay. The game is called Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes. So one person will be sitting at the computer and they'll have a bomb in front of them. And the bomb has different compartments that are different puzzles. And so what they do is they explain what the puzzle is to the manual reader. And the manual reader is not allowed to look at the bomb to see what's going on. They're supposed to be completely unaware of saying anything. They can only look at the manual. And the person defusing the bomb cannot look at the manual, if that makes sense. So what I do is I lay on the floor facing the other direction and become one with the manual. And Chrissy will look at the bomb, and there's a whole bunch of different kinds of puzzles, and they fall into categories. So she'll let me know which category it falls into. Like, there's the wire puzzle, there's a complicated wire puzzle, Simon says. Mm-hmm. I can't remember what they're actually called. I just know what we call them. There's the 4 symbols one. So basically, what'll happen?
The colored wires.
Yeah, the wires one. So basically, what'll happen is she'll pull it up and she'll say, okay, so I have the wires. And I'll go to the section for the wires, and then I'll start asking the questions because there's different criteria to let you know which wire to cut. So I'll ask how many wires there are, and then there's either 3, 4, 5, or 6. And then it'll say, like, are there any yellow wires? Is the last wire black? Is the serial number on the bomb, is the last number even? Mm-hmm. And so I have to ask all these questions to determine which wire needs to be cut. And they're all kind of like that in varying degrees of difficulty. And probably the hardest one that we've encountered is the complicated wires.
Yeah, I still don't even understand.
I don't get it. I don't get it. Please tell me.
It's a Venn diagram, but it's just the most confusing.
It's like 700 Venn diagrams piled on top of each other. And so it'll say, like, okay, so there's a wire, and it is either solid or multicolored, and at the top it has a light, and at the bottom it has a star. And depending on if the star or the light is lit up, affects it. Depending on what color the wire is, affects it. And then you have to take those clues and use it on the Venn diagram to figure out if the wire just needs to be cut or not. So what we've done is we're so good that we normally don't get strikes.
Just saying.
So we save all the strikes until we get to complicated wires, and Chrissy just cuts all of them. And usually we only get like one strike. So.
Well, because I found out that more often than not, the result is to cut the wire from what you've told me in the manual.
Yeah, there's 5 options. One is do not cut the wire, and the other 4 are cut the wire if blank, like if something happens. So you have a 1 out of 5 chance of it needing to not be cut, so we just cut all of them.
Yep. Now that won't work if we're ever on a section that has like no strikes. So far we haven't run into that, but I'm sure that will come up.
Yeah, we've only beaten through medium.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you normally have like a 3 or a 5 minute time limit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and 3 strikes.
If you're not holding the manual, it's kind of like you're spinning around a shoebox.
Yeah.
Like in 3 dimensions. It's
kind
of floating in the air.
And
are there batteries on the side? All that stuff. There's a mess.
a snooze alarm that'll go off with that annoying.
An alarm will interrupt your teamwork.
The light will turn off.
You'll have to put the bomb down, hit snooze. Mm-hmm. The electricity will go out, so you can't see the bomb for a second. It's a mess.
Yeah,
but it's awesome.
It's amazing. I love it so much.
I think so. If you're the kind of person that really likes to solve puzzles, and you have a friend that also really likes to solve puzzles, because I mean, you can do it alone, I guess, but you're not supposed to. That's not the point of it. Mm-hmm. And it's a game that you can easily play over Skype, too. So if you have someone, like, if you're in a long-distance relationship and you like to play games together, that would be a cool game to break up your relationship.
Yeah, absolutely.
To get really mad at them for giving really bad clues.
Once you get to the harder ones, you could use 2 or 3 people in the manual. Give them each a chunk of it, because it's like 25 pages.
Yeah.
So it's like
23.
Spin that box around. Oh, okay. We got the cable one. We got the numbers one, and just like, okay, you hop on that one, and then while you grab that
especially
one.
when it gets to the needy bombs. Once you get into the higher level bombs, there's what's called a needy.
That's where we're at, needy bombs.
Needy bombs. And so basically it's a segment on the bomb that cannot be completely diffused. You need to go back and keep diffusing it over and over again until you've got the rest of it done. And I haven't gotten to any of those yet, but I hear they're a pain in the ass. So that's what we're getting into
I'm
next.
afraid.
I'm deeply, deeply afraid. Also, is there anything else you needed to say about?
No, I think that about covers the whole puzzle segment.
Yep.
Except the Rusty Lake Hotel.
Oh, that's true. You have been playing that.
You already posted a
I
Let's
posted
Play.
one. I have the next one recorded. It is such a neat little game. I got it on sale for $1.
Oh.
$1 or $1.99, something like that. I can't remember.
Close enough.
But whatever. Under $2 for this game. The art style is really cool on it. It almost looks, I'm not sure if it's hand drawn because I'm dumb, but it looks like hand drawn like cartoons. And so basically it starts off with all these animals in a boat, and they look like they're crossing the river Styx, which is a little thing that I picked up on. The crow is like, with a paddling these animals across the water to get to the Rusty Lake Hotel, because it's on like a little island in the water. And basically they're staying at this hotel, and there's a dinner every night for these people to have, but they're being killed and eaten because they're animals.
No.
And so like there's a deer, a boar, a pheasant, a pigeon, and a rabbit. And so for each night you have to kill one. They never notice. Oh, look, we're eating deer. Where's Mr. Deer? I don't know.
That's dark.
Yeah, it's really dark, and you'll go in there and
sounds like werewolf.
Yeah, and no spoilers. I mean, obviously they're gonna die. Like that's the whole point of the whole game. But you have to go into their room, and you can't just like walk up and stab them. You have to creatively kill them to where they're not expecting it. And it reminds me, someone told me once, and I don't know if this is true, that pigs taste better when they die when they're happy.
What?
Yeah, someone told me that.
I've
once.
heard that it's like the adrenaline or something, cortisol, I don't know, something can taint the taste of the meat.
What?
Yeah,
in
so
the
that's what it
world?
makes me think of, is because they all want something. And so you're trying to give them something, and then once you allow them to do it, then you kill them. Like for the deer, which also doesn't make sense. And it's the first puzzle, and you're obviously going to kill him. But he wants a Bloody Mary. And so you make him the Bloody Mary, and it's poisoned, and you kill him. And then you eat him.
Ta-da!
I didn't know you could eat a thing you poisoned.
Exactly. But, and then there's 2 optional ingredients, too, that you have to find, and then it gives you a score. So if you, like, miss one, you can replay the game so you can get like the better score to find one of the optional ingredients. And I missed one on this past time, and I was really sad. I was so sad.
It sounds fun.
But it's
though.
almost like an escape room, because you can't leave the room until you kill the animal. It'll say like, you can't have this until we have fresh meat. And so there's a bunch of puzzles around the room. You have to find keys and unlock locks, and that dumb water pouring puzzle that took me freaking 45 minutes or whatever to figure out. There's just a whole bunch of different puzzles, so it's kind of that same like puzzly escape the room type feel, and it's so cheap and beautiful.
That's a good endorsement. I want it now.
Yeah.
I've never heard of it before. So.
Watch my video.
Oh, we'll do.
And then
I'm a bad friend. I haven't watched your video yet.
Watch my video. You helped me make the thumbnail because my Photoshop's crashing.
Yep.
I also just saw the trailer for a new Phoenix Wright game.
Yeah,
So,
Phoenix Wright.
hopefully they pull through on that one. It's not a weird spin-off and they get back
It
to the
doesn't
roots.
look like a spin-off this time. It looks like they've literally combined all the previous characters from all of the spin-offs into one giant game. And I'm hoping that they stay true to the Phoenix roots and they don't change the formula at all, because no one wants to play a Phoenix Wright game that's not a Phoenix Wright game. If I'm not yelling objection and there's not the same old judge that's bald and this exact same formula, I'm not
Right, the
interested.
goofy caricatures and...
Yep.
Oh, you're getting closer to a guilty verdict, so
Yeah,
the
some
guy's
gimmick.
toupee is sliding off his head and he's crying.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm excited for that, though, potentially.
That's actually probably one of the best cosplays I've ever seen whenever we went to PAX. And there was someone dressed up as Phoenix Wright, and he had the big sign that said objection on it.
Yep. I don't know how he got his hair to stand up like that.
I don't know. But, speaking of cosplay, tell
segue.
Segue! Transition. Okay, tell us about this cosplay that we're doing.
Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, so Michelle and I both really, really love this game called Life is Strange.
Which everyone should know about it,
Everybody should know.
to be honest.
It was
it
just
was
on
the Steam
sale.
It was one of those 5-episode deals. It was $2 an episode.
Yeah, so it's episodic, continuing, visual... I wouldn't even call it a visual novel. It's an adventure game.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Choice-based.
same vein as like the Telltale games, like The Walking Dead
Very
and The Wolf
similar.
Among
But
Us.
better, I would
Much
say.
Well,
better.
5 mini episodes
Yeah,
with with to be continued.
Yeah.
Kind of cliffhanger
Season
note.
1 may or may not be a season 2.
I don't think there is.
No, I don't think there's going to be a continuation.
I don't know, but it's just a really cute game that's very choice-based and in the internal dilemma of a teenager who controls time, what we always go through.
Yep.
Every girl.
Just your average conundrum, save your best friend or be destroyed by a tornado.
Yeah,
kind of
exactly.
thing.
and squeezy. So basically what we're doing is Chrissy is going to be cosplaying as Max Caulfield and I will be cosplaying as Chloe Price, and we'll be taking this to PAX West. Yes, West. I couldn't remember the direction because I wanted to say PAX Prime.
Yeah.
Whenever you try to be West. So we're going to be taking it there. I don't know what day we're wearing it. And I'm pretty much done. Chrissy's most of the way done. Pretty much all I have to do is shape the wig and put the patches on the pants.
My hoodie came in today, so I'm officially done with all the pieces. Now I just have to, like you said, shape the wig and get my accessories, like my bracelets, and I'm good.
Oh man, go high
I'm so
five.
excited. High five.
And I still haven't played the game yet, but apparently I'm getting roped in,
Oh, you're
and I'm
Warren.
going to be
Warren.
a guy named Warren.
For anyone that's
who-
actually played the game, Mark is perfect for Warren.
Yeah.
He's just absolutely perfect Warren.
I guess I'm the love
it's
interest for the girl, Max, and that's who Chrissy is, so I guess it kind of just works out.
You're one of my love interests.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Chloe's also a love interest.
Just so you know.
Well, so it is real life, basically.
I'm so excited though to do the cosplay. I mean, I haven't really put anything handmade into it though. This is just all completely store-bought pieces. But Michelle actually did a hand-drawn version of Chloe's amazing shirt design, the one with the skull on it. And what's it say?
I thought you farted. I'm sorry.
No, that was totally the chair.
It
I
was
would
the
know
chair.
if Mark farted. As far
Oh,
as
you
legal.
would know.
It was
Yeah.
just you. So. Anyway,
I'll let you guys keep talking about your cosplay. I am going to take a bio break. So I will leave you to it.
See ya.
We're also hitting the 45-minute mark, so if I'm not back when you're tuning out.
That is, Mark, how do they find you? Have you made a YouTube yet?
No, but it will be
fail.
Offended Spaniel. You
Good
can
job.
find me on the Xbox gamer tag Offended Spaniel, all one word. Spaniel like the Cocker Spaniel dog breed. Oh, and our dogs
Speaking
just
of dogs,
joined
they
the
just joined
conversation.
us. Yep. All right. Thanks, Mark.
So, about me. I'm just kidding. So, what I did for the Chloe shirt was I bought, like, there's just normal big white t-shirts that you can get from Michael's. That's just a plain shirt. I cut it up and turned it into a tank top. I chopped up the bottom like her shirt is. Mm-hmm. And then I got some fabric markers and then just colored it. And I have never once in my life been good at drawing. I've never been good at that. I always did like 3D art whenever I was in high school and stuff. But I started drawing it and I was like, wow, this is looking really good. Wow, I'm really impressed with this. And then by the end of it, I was like, okay, who just punked me? Who actually drew this? Because it's really good. I'm very proud of my body and my soul for getting that out because I don't know how I did it.
It does look amazing. I'm super proud.
I need to thank the fabric markers. I think they really did it.
They were possessed by some artistic spirit.
Yeah, they were possessed by the fabric marker god.
Yeah.
And it looks really good. I put a picture of it on my Instagram. It's not like the best picture, but I'm sure there'll be more pictures after we go to PAX and wear it. And if you are going to PAX, look out. We're going to put up missing Rachel Amber posters.
Yep.
The day we wear our costume.
Print out a whole bunch of those missing person posters and just put them everywhere.
Yeah, so if you see them, we were there.
Yep.
Unless someone else did it too.
I think it's a pretty original idea.
I don't know.
Hopefully nobody copies us.
I don't know. Hopefully. But we might have been there.
Yep.
If you see it.
Maybe so.
That's what matters.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, I think we can go ahead and wrap it here.
Yeah, since we're missing one already.
Yep, we're man down.
We're plus 2 dogs, though.
Yep.
Bella, do you have anything to say? Come here, Bella. Yeah. Oh, Gupper's here.
Anything to add?
She didn't make it.
I wish this was live action recorded right now.
Yeah, come on, Beely.
Come on, Bella. Come say hi. Nope. So I have 2 dogs, Bella and Jasper, who coincidentally are named after Twilight characters. That was not on purpose at all. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. And they are 7 years old. One of them is a Cocker Spaniel, and the other is a English Bulldog Brussels Griffon mix. And she's the weirdest looking dog I've ever seen.
And if you know anything about dogs, it's exactly how you picture it.
Yep.
Just picture it in your head, and that's exactly what she looks like.
Yep, exactly.
Scruffy. She's got like the hair and kind of the facial features of the Brussels, but the size of the Bulldog.
Yep, kind of paunchy belly.
Kind of.
Short, well, very paunchy. Her belly pretty much drags the ground while she walks.
Oh, no, it's not that bad.
It's pretty bad.
It's not that bad. Oh my gosh, Bella. You're ridiculous. Anyway, so we'll go ahead and stop it here, guys. But thank you so much for listening. We do appreciate it. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you were wanting to see anything that I've done, you're already on my channel. So just look there. Since I'm the one that's going to be posting this. Duh. I mean, come on. So I'm pretty much YakSmash on everything. So you can find me on Twitter, Instagram. Yep, that's it. Facebook. You can check out my Facebook and stuff, too. Mm-hmm. What about you, Christopher?
I'm OM Cree across the board. So O like OHEM, like the letter E, the letter M, and Cree, CHRI. I realized just saying that it might not be so intuitive. So yeah, OM Cree. I'm also on Facebook, Steam, no Instagram as of yet, YouTube, Twitter, which I don't hardly use.
I know, I hate Twitter so much. I don't understand how people like Twitter.
I really don't like Twitter.
Whatever.
It's gross. Sorry, Twitter users. No offense, but I kind of hate it.
Sorry, Twitter. Anyway, so we will, and Mark already said his stuff. We should make Pee-wee an account.
Oh, we should.
So you can follow Bella. Mm-hmm. Okay, but we'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thanks for listening. Bye.